I am generally not a fan of lawsuits. I don't like them. I think most lawsuits are unwarranted and frivolous, to be honest with you. Most of them are nothing but cash grabs. I remember back in the 90s, there was some dumbass who sued McDonald's because she spilled coffee on herself. She claimed that McDonald's did not notify her that coffee was indeed hot. That would be like me drinking a gallon of gasoline and suing Chevron because they didn't tell me that gas would hurt me. There is a simple solution to get rid of most of these lawsuits. If you sue and you lose, you have to pay for the defendant's attorney. That would eliminate 90% of lawsuits in this country because most of the time, the person suing, they don't have two dimes to rub together. In the case of Jon Gruden, I 100% support his lawsuit. It was announced yesterday that Jon Gruden is suing Roger Goodell and the NFL. Now, I'm not sure of the amount of money. I believe at this time he is suing for an unspecified amount. Unspecified damages is what they call it. But this has nothing to do with money. Jon Gruden, he doesn't give a shit about the money. He has been rich for 25, 30 years. He's not going through the publicity of a lawsuit just to make a few $1,000,000. Jon Gruden is suing the NFL along with Roger Goodell, and this suit is probably more targeted at Roger Goodell than the NFL itself, but obviously you want to include the NFL as a whole. But Jon Gruden is suing because Roger Goodell has ruined his reputation and his legacy. He ended his career. Put yourself in Jon Gruden's shoes. You have spent the majority of your life establishing your career. Before these emails were leaked, Jon Gruden had a spotless reputation. He was well respected. 30 plus years of hard work, building a legacy, having a good name amongst your peers. All of that ruined because Roger Goodell leaked some emails from 10 years ago. If you were Jon Gruden, wouldn't you sue the shit out of Roger Goodell too? This is not business. This is personal. I don't feel bad for millionaires often, but I really do feel bad for Jon Gruden. You have spent the last few years trying to rebuild the Raiders, a franchise that has been a dump the last 2 decades. You finally see the team starting to show some progress. The Raiders seem to be turning a corner, barring another mid-season collapse, of course. That might have started last week against the Giants, but you finally have your team turning a corner, and poof, it's all gone. In the lawsuit, Jon Gruden is alleging that Roger Goodell and the NFL front office pressured the Raiders into firing him. Now, this is obvious. There is no doubt in my mind this happened. Mark Davis didn't want to fire Jon Gruden over this. I think Mark Davis thought it was ridiculous. Hell, he allowed him to coach against the Cardinals that weekend. These emails were leaked, I believe, on a Friday. And 48 hours later, Jon Gruden standing on the sideline, coaching, doing his job like nothing happened. Now, of course, you already know how the media is covering this story. Jon Gruden's out for revenge. And you know what? He probably is. He probably is out for revenge, but that's okay. Who the hell wouldn't want revenge when some asshole ruins your career because you talked shit about him in an email 10 years ago? Here's the thing. I told you guys this last month. This was a carefully crafted plan by Roger Goodell. For one, he had access to these emails for months. He knew about these emails over the summer. So why did he wait to leak them? The reason's simple. He wanted to have more of an impact. If Roger Goodell leaked these emails in July, it would have been big news at the time, but as soon as the NFL season started up, the story would be forgotten. He waited until the Raiders were winning. He waited until they finished a quarter of the season. Then he decides to leak the emails. I think he did that just to make it hurt Jon Gruden even more. To hell with Jon Gruden being out for revenge, Roger Goodell is the one who wanted revenge here. And number two, Jon Gruden was used as a scapegoat. Roger Goodell has been getting pressure for a while now in regards to the investigation into Dan Snyder and the Washington Redskins, now known as the woke Washington football team. So what does he do when he's getting this pressure? He pulls the oldest trick in the book. He distracts the media. He releases a few of these emails involving Jon Gruden, and all of a sudden, no one's worried about the damn Redskins anymore. All the media is concerned about is the possibility that Jon Gruden must be racist. It was well played by Roger Goodell. You got to give him credit. He used the media's wokeness against him. He knew that they would not be able to resist a story involving racism in the NFL, especially coming from a head coach. And have you noticed no other emails in this investigation have been leaked? None. Not one single email besides involving Jon Gruden have been leaked. This investigation was supposed to look into Dan Snyder, the Washington Redskins. Dan Snyder, one of the worst owners in professional sports. Dan Snyder's a real asshole. Instead, this entire investigation has been centered around Jon Gruden and words he said 10 years ago. Dan Snyder's being accused of actually hurting people. Jon Gruden talked some shit through emails, yet the media has focused solely on him. Jon Gruden got screwed here. He really did. When this investigation concluded over the summer, Roger Goodell fined Dan Snyder and the Redskins $10 million. $10 million. That's it. That really showed them, Roger Goodell. They'll have to donate alcohol sales from 2 games to pay that fine. Meanwhile, Jon Gruden lost a $100 million contract. I would be pissed off too. I would sue the NFL and Roger Goodell too. There have been numerous requests for Roger Goodell to release more of the emails in this investigation. He has declined every time. He keeps hiding behind the, I am protecting the identities of the victims who came forward. Bullshit. The NFL is covering for Dan Snyder. It's as simple as that. This entire story makes zero sense. How the hell do a handful of emails leak from an investigation, and the leaked emails have nothing to do with the target of the investigation? We have seen vengeful shit like this from Roger Goodell in the past. Sean Payton, he experienced it firsthand. How many times did the NFL bust Bill Belichick and the Patriots cheating? Numerous times. And what happened every time? They got a slap on the wrist. The Saints back in 2009 run a bounty program, and Roger Goodell acted like it was attempted murder. Bountygate was bullshit. They were making extra money for turnovers or big hits, normal things that you would see in every NFL game. Sean Payton gets suspended for a year. The Saints lose a ton of draft picks. Someone emailed me a couple of weeks ago asking me to do a video on why the Saints have only won 1 Super Bowl in the Sean Payton era. Bountygate is part of the reason why. Losing Sean Payton for a season and losing those draft picks, it set the Saints back 2, maybe even 3 years. But the reason I bring that up is to show you a pattern with Roger Goodell. If he doesn't like you, he is going to come down hard on you when he's given the opportunity. And that is exactly what has happened with Jon Gruden. Roger Goodell saw the emails, got in his feelings, and pushed Jon Gruden out of the NFL. Now, he's going to be sued for it. Now, whether or not Jon Gruden wins, I don't know. I won't sit here and pretend to be a litigator. I don't know anything about this type of law. Maybe some of the lawyers in the audience, they can let us know whether Jon Gruden has a good shot at winning this case. But let me know what you guys think of Jon Gruden suing Roger Goodell in the NFL. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.